This video is about the fastest search Firefox add-on that I made. So basically after you, it's also about version 3.0. So basically after you install it, you should see the add-on bar pops up at the bottom of your Firefox and with the fastest search icon there. If you don't see the bar like this, and then you right click on the top gray area, choose the add-on bar, then you'll see the bar and you'll see the icon. And right click on the add-on bar and choose customize, and then left click on the icon and drag it, click and drag it to the top. And this is the highly recommended way of interacting with the fastest search icon, because the icon is important. When you left click on the icon, you'll see the settings panel or options panel for fastest search to pop up. And that's how you access the options. You don't go to the add-on management for Firefox to access. Instead, you click on the settings and you access it this way. I don't want to enter into a debate whether this is the best way to do it or not. I'm used to it. It has several advantages, and the biggest disadvantage, however, I want to note is that if you click anywhere outside this panel, you will dismiss it. That's just the property of this panel. There's nothing I can do about it. But other than that, I think everything about it is good for me. Alright, so I'm done with the installation and how dealing with the icon. Then basically you can start using it. To use it, first, if you want to install the add-on for the text search on page, all you need to do is press Ctrl+Shift+F. And then that brings up the search panel. There I already did a search on auto. It will be the last search will be memorized, and you will do it again. And if you press the search button, you highlight all the word auto on this page, and it will tell you how many search were found and the position of each find. And if you mouse over one of them, and you will see what it is, and it will pop up to tell you what it is. And another thing you can do is press Ctrl+Shift+F, and if you can press enter to search as well, but instead of pressing enter, you press shift enter, or you can press shift and click on the shift key and then click on the search button. What happens is that you will bring up such a summary panel that tells you all of the 13 searches with the contact information. If you want to change some of those settings, you can click on the fastest search icon and go to the text search settings. And this gives you many options. And every option I have, I almost always provide context sensitive help. So if you click on the blue question mark, it tells you what it is, what this setting is about, what you can do about it. So I don't see any other add-on putting in such a detailed documentation right at where you need it. And it's a complex add-on, so be a little bit patient, and it will reward you with, well, fastest search. Another thing you can do is press Ctrl+Shift+F, and if you choose in tabs, or choose regular expression, or choose whole word, or match case, and those are all the options that you can do. If you don't understand what's regular expression, how to do it in tabs, just click on the question mark and experiment with it. I don't have time to detail everything. Another thing is that if I want to say, some people say I want to search only the links. So if I type add for well, another feature I want to mention is that if you press Ctrl+Alt+F, you will turn on this called find as you type feature, which I use every day. And what happens is that you just click inside the page. Basically, you are inside this page, and you just type and find things like add. You just type add, and you will automatically start finding without having to press Ctrl+Shift+F. And for example, if I type add, you can see everywhere is highlighted, all the add were highlighted. But what if you only need to search add in links? So this is something, a new feature in version 3.0. You press Ctrl+Alt+T, and this brings up a very complex and but very powerful restriction method for restricting what elements you search on the page. And in fact, if you're only searching links, that's extremely easy. Just type A, as I detailed in the documentation here, and there are more examples to tell you exactly what you can do. And so in this case, let's type A and then say OK, and let's try the add again. If I do add, you can see this one shows up because it's a link. This one shows up as a link. They are all links. But the original ones, the add, I think there was some add around here that this one add didn't show up because it's actually an icon. Well, actually, let's see. Oh, there are only a total of 10. See this one add-on page, so only the links showed up. So let's do Ctrl-Alt-T again. This time get rid of it, and this is how you get rid of the restriction. If you don't get rid of it, the restriction will continue to be on. And then do add again, and this time it shows up. Yes, in fact, this add is a text, not icon. I was wrong earlier. But the text itself does not have link. It's actually the background image that has a link. So that's why you can see now there are a total of 54 add. So that's how you restrict search. Another thing you can do is that, let's say I type add again, and you know that you want to search from, you want to jump to the number 25 match. You right click on that division, that little red division, and you will show up this dialog will show up. You just say 25 and you jump to the number 25. And how do you know which one is 25? When everything is highlighted, you press F4 and that will highlight the one you are currently on. If you press F3, it goes to the next one. If you press F2, it goes backward. So it's rather easy. I think if you get rid of if you accidentally, let's say, click anywhere and you got rid of all the highlights, then you can press F1 and that will get all the highlights back again. So just in case you accidentally click somewhere, you got rid of it, or you intentionally click somewhere, you got rid of all the highlights, you can press F1 to get it back. Another thing, that's basically the text search. I mean, the regular expression is extremely powerful, and there are some intricacies. Basically, faceted search support nearly everything that JavaScript regular expression engine supports, but with a little bit change. In fact, I have a detailed documentation on my web page that if you go to the add-on homepage, yes, and you go to the FAQ, there was one thing that says what's the regular expression? Let me just search for it. That's, oh, actually I forgot to update this one. Maybe it's, I put it in the help. Let's see. Regular, oh, I didn't update this. I'll put it in. Basically, there's some reasons why you cannot. There are some slight differences between the faceted search supported regular expression and the JavaScript irregular expression. So that's pretty much done for the text search on page or in tabs. I didn't demo it, but it's available and you can see how it works. Because of the performance reasons, so if you want to search text for all tabs, faceted search only lists all the tabs that found the text you want to search for. When you click on each tab, then it will show you exactly what was found on that page. That's for performance reason, because of the regular expression support. There's no way to do it faster, unfortunately, so I cannot list everything in one summary list. Now let's go to another important feature category for faceted search, which is custom search engines. So if you click the icon, and you can see there's a panel called search engines, and these are the default packaged search engines, and I don't have any affiliation with any of them. I just use them from time to time, and you can see that the engines are organized in categories, and each of them has a unique shortcut. That's very important. You can change your shortcut to whatever you want using the edit. And there's a name. The name is not that important. There's an icon, which is kind of important. There's a rank and usage. Those determines the engine position in the smart search box that I will later tell you. So if you want to edit, you can click on the search in the edit, and you can change whatever you want. You can change the category. You can make up a new category, and you can change the shortcut. You can change the usage rank to change the position of the engine in the smart search box. You can put in a new URL for a different icon, and you can do a test query and whatever. Again, everything is explained with the link. See the blue underline? Those tell you what they are, and just like anything else. So once you get back here, another thing is that some users say, oh, I want to delete all the engines. I don't like any engine you packed. That's fine. You click on this, and then you say remove selected engines. That basically removes everything. Another thing is that some people already organize all their engines in the search bar here, and okay, I only have defaulting here, but if you have some unique ones there, you want to put it into fastest search, go into the search engine, you say import search bar engines. What happens is that you see those yellow ones, those are the ones that's in the search bar engine, and then you can press add, and once you press add, you give them a correct category that you want and put in a better shortcut and say add it now, and then it's in fastest search. You don't need to change anything else there. Okay, let's see. So that's for the search engines, and once you have the search engines you want, how do you use it? Very simple. You can use it anywhere on the page, almost anywhere where there's a place you can put in text input. For example, if you are here in the location bar, you can type W, Y, and then music. What it does is that it will find the term music on the engine W and Y. In this case, it's Wikipedia and Yahoo. If you press return, then basically they will both search for music for these two things, for these two engines. So if you want to say, if you want to show, if you want to, one thing I want to say is that you can also see that there's a suggest service coming up. So if I type class C, see, if you, as you type for Wikipedia search, you already see the suggest from Wikipedia. This suggest, basically I put it in using the Wikipedia suggest service, and for all the prepackaged engines I try to put in, if they have a suggest service, I try to put it in for you, so you don't have to go to their website to search. Instead, you can search in the location bar. You can search in search bar. It's the same thing. Or I mean, even here, what you can do is that if you're on Yahoo's search box and you want to search Google instead of you want to search Google for music, just go to the beginning and then type semicolon and then G, which is Google's shortcut, and then press space, and then now you press return, and you will search it on Google. So you don't have to go to anywhere else. If you already have the term typed in the input box, just put the semicolon and shortcut in front of it, and you can search again. So that's for the custom engine search. If you go to a website and you see this, you want to add the engine. Let's say you want to add a Yahoo engine. Let's say it's not prepackaged. How do you add it to the fastest search? Just right click and say create fastest search, and then basically give it a category name and then a shortcut, and then that's an accident, and you press add it now, and then it's in, and then you can use AS for Yahoo if that's what you want. That's the easiest kind, and that's how most engines are added. Let's say you go to this website and you type in, you right click, and you see there's nothing that says create faceted search. Why? Because this is not a usual search box. It's not in an HTML form. That's why it doesn't show up by default. How do you add this type? What you do is that you type test key, uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter, and then you press return, and what's gonna happen is that, well, it says it didn't find. That doesn't matter, but you go to faceted search icon, click there, and then say add engine for current page, and then you will add it for you. And then you putting something here, and then say add it now, and you'll get the engine in. So this is relatively rare. This only is required when you don't see create faceted search. And there's even another case where some engines, if you right click and you can see create faceted search, but when you add it, it doesn't work. Why? Because those engines don't use the GET protocol, they use the POST protocol. And so when you add it, just try testing a query, and then say go and see if it works. If it doesn't work, choose the POST and try it again. So basically, faceted search offers these three types of adding engine. This is more than any other thing, even more than Firefox itself. And so basically, maximally you can add engine for engine in. Another way is to add it first to the search bar and then import it. That's another way to add the engine. And I already showed any text box you can use search. Just put a semicolon at the beginning. And the another thing I want to show is instant search. Instant search is disabled by default, so you can see here it's disable all instant features. If you don't do that and press save, if you change your setting, don't forget to press save button. And then what's gonna happen is that you will instantly load any page from history and bookmark if it finds it. For example, I visited news.google.com before, so if I type NEW, instead of having to type anything more or click and select Google News, it's instantly loaded for me. And that actually, by default, this extends to search on other engines as well. So if I type W music this time, and I don't need to do anything, and this page is loaded. And if you do multi-engine search, only the first engine will be instantly loaded. And so that's basically instant. It's very convenient. I do it all the time. For example, I visited sports.yahoo.com/NHL before to see the NHL results, and next time, instead of making a bookmark and then find it and click on it, I just type NHL, and then it will just load it for me. I mean, what's the point of clicking and pointing? Basically, it's instantly loaded. That's what I like about. That's what faceted search help you to do, because it does things the fastest way. Of course, sometimes you may be instantly loading the wrong thing. Let's do NHL news again. So for news, you choose this one, and what's gonna happen is that next time when you type N, it will be this instead, because last time you chose this. So yes, there will be mistakes when you instantly load, but they will be corrected if you correct it, and in the future it will be good again. So I like instant feature. I use it all the time. I don't type return. Because for typing return, you frequently have to type the whole word, or then you have to move your hand to the mouse and then select the correct one. That's just not ideal. That's not fast. That's not what faceted search is about. Another thing that faceted search to make things much faster, at least in my opinion, is the smart search box. This is a big category. For, let's say, okay, so you're reading a web page and you say, there's a word I don't quite understand. So let's say which word, I don't really care. Let's just say a musicologist. What does it mean? So if you double click on the word, and this box pops up, and this is the smart search box, and it has all the engines. By default, it will be dismissed in a short amount of time. If you want to bring it up again, press the shift key, and then see the default is dictionary. Because you are selecting one word, fastest search will choose dictionary for you. And how to basically, if you left click on it, it opens a new browser tab and show you what the word means. And if you come back here, you right click on it instead, it will show up a preview panel, and this preview panel basically can be dismissed, so you are still staying on the same page. What if, let's say, you double click and you say, oh, I don't want dictionary, I want Google, click on it. Or you can type G, oh sorry, it was dismissed. You can change how fast it dismissed in the smart search box settings. I don't like it to be dismissed that fast. I usually set it to be 30 seconds because it's very useful. And double click on this, and then you can click on click on the Google, or if your hands are on the keyboard, just type G, and this will change the default engine to Google. So you type G and then press enter, and then you will search this on Google. And you can even search a category. And if you say, oh, I want to search this on the general category, if you type the full category name, the fastest search icon will show up, indicating this is actually an acceptable category. It is a category name in the search engines, which I just showed earlier. And now if you press enter key, every engine in the general category will be searched for this, which is quite a bit of them. And again, if you want to if you don't want to open that many tabs, so let's say, oh, remember this is this category name is case sensitive, so if you type general, that's not gonna work. It's uppercase G. Alright, and if you right click again, the panel, it will open a multi-tab panel for you, and then you can just look at them here, and then if you click close, all of those tabs will close. This way it's easier for you. You don't have to click and close all the browser tabs. But let's say you want to, this one you actually want to keep it. This tab, you don't want to close this tab, you want to close all the other tabs. So double click on this tab, it will be opened in the browser tab. Now you close this, and now you have this result in the browser tab. Okay, let's say you want to change the smart search box engines. You don't want those the default engines to be popping up. So how do you change it? You press this option button and then click on the smart search box, and you can see this is exactly the smart search box that popped up. And to change it, you just change whatever icon shortcut is in here. If I change the G to Y, you can see, oh, now the Google icon changes to Yahoo icon. And the star here is wildcard. It means let fastest search decide the engine for me. And so, for example, if I don't do this, if I do Y, then this would always be Y. But I like to have wildcard here because fastest search try to guess based on your selection what will be the best engine. Like if you select one word, it will be dictionary. If you select the uppercase symbol, it will select the Google Finance for you. And if you select a relatively long with comma or numbers, it will try to use Google Map for you. And if you select foreign characters, it will try to do Google Translation for you. So wildcard is useful. And you can have more engines as well if you say Metacritic, I think, or you can add in, say, Bing. You can add in whatever you want, and you will the shape and the icon number for the B, which is the smart search box, will change instantly, and you press save and it will be saved. And there are other options too. You can play with it, and they are always, as usual, they are a question mark to tell you what they are and how to deal with it. Yes, fastly search it has a learning curve, but you will be rewarded for learning. And please don't trash my add-on because it's complex. Come on, there are many add-ons that are very complex, and there are very few that authors actually take time to make audio videos like this and make a question mark for every option there is. And so I appreciate users who appreciate my work. Okay, another feature I want to say is that, for example, to avoid mistakes, if you if you select any text on the page, your SSB will pop up. If you don't like it, click this icon and say do not show the smart search box. If you do that, then it will not show up next time you select. So see, it doesn't do it. Okay, I personally like it a lot. Okay, so let's say if you are in text box, if you are in an input box here, if you select a word here, it will not pop up, because most of the time when you're selecting here, you're not doing a search, you want to do copy instead, so it doesn't pop up there. But what if you actually want the smart search box to pop up? Before you select, press and hold Shift and Alt key, and then you select it, and now it shows up. So that's a way to get it, no matter what. And then another thing is that, let's say you selected this and you actually want to search more common element instead of common element. You can press the tab key. First you can change the engine to the engine you want, let's say G, and then you press the tab key, and this brings the keyword into the search box, keyword and engine into the search box, and now you can type more common elements and press enter, and you will search for more common elements on Google for you. So so those are another thing to utilize the smart search box. Another thing I want to show is how convenient it is to do a direction from your home to an address on the web page. Let's say I want to find say pizza near Princeton NJ. Okay, so you can find many different pizza areas, and let's say you want to find where how to drive to this place. So one thing you should do in advance is that go to My Map Locations and type in say H, that's home, and home address, say it's Nassau Street, Princeton NJ. Let's say 1 Nassau Street. Okay, that's your home address, and the work address, let's say it's what do I say? Maybe 200 Nassau Street, Princeton, New Jersey. Okay, so that's good enough, and then say save. Now what you can do is that you select the address here, and see this pops up, the smart search box. Press semicolon. This, you see the red box coming, the box becomes red. It means it's in a direction mode. What you can do is type H, that's the shortcut I just made, and then press enter. Now it's a direction from 1 Nassau Street, Princeton, New Jersey to this address. So let's say you actually didn't want to go from your home to this address. You want to get the direction from this place to your home. That same thing, you press semicolon. Instead of H, you press 2H, and then you press return, and now you see the starting point is that address, and then the ending point is your home address. And this is tremendously convenient. I use it all the time when I find a playground or park, and how do I go there, and find which one is closer. Sometimes there are websites listing a lot of addresses. You don't know which one is closer. If you enter them one by one into Google Map, you're in for a long time. So fast search can help you much faster with basically three keystrokes. You get there. Some other miscellaneous features. One thing is autocopy. If you double click or you select anything, you see the fastest search icon will be flashing. That means it's automatically copied. So if you click in here, you click the middle mouse button, you'll be pasted. Or of course you can press Ctrl V to paste it, and or you can right click and say paste. Okay, so this is the selected letter and it's automatically copied. If you don't like this auto copy, well, uncheck the auto copy, uncheck the middle click to paste. Those are basically the things you can do. I mean, I like auto copy quite a bit. And again, auto copy doesn't work inside. I deliberately disabled it inside here, because when you're selecting here, maybe here you want to copy, but frequently in like you are composing a Google email, and in that box you select, and many a time you just want to drag it around. You don't want it, and frequently you select something and you want to press Ctrl V to replace this something with what you have on your clipboard. If I actually do the auto copy when you select, you'll be cursing fastest search, because it's like you just copy something and now fastest search replace your clipboard with what you just selected, and that defeats the purpose of your replacement you want to do. So that's why it's disabled by default. But as I said, if you press Shift and Alt key before you made the selection, then the auto copy and smart search box will both work. Okay, so that's the way to get around the default. Other than that, there's another thing I use a lot. Even my son both of my sons use them a lot. Is right click and drag. So if you right click a link and drag, you can see this trail coming up. There are 4 regions you can drag to: lower right, upper left, or lower left. And these 4 regions are relative to this dot. So if you drag to lower right, what it happens, if it's lower, it's background. On the right, if it's right, it means open a tab on the right. On the left, it means open a tab on the left. So lower right means background on the right, as you can see. But if you do upper right, it means foreground on the right. So you will switch to that tab instead. And same thing if you click and drag to the left. What if you accidentally dragged and you're like, oh, I don't want to open a new tab? Well, just move your mouse back to close to where the initial starting spot, and then release it. Then nothing shows up, and in fact the right click shows up as usual. So that's the thing. So you can actually cancel your opening tab by putting your mouse back to where you were, close to where you started. Then you're fine. Okay. Another thing you can do is click and drag to save an image. If you click on an image, you drag and you can save it to one of 4. Each region you can define a folder for it. So you can actually save save the image to one out of the 4 folders by default that you set up. If you didn't set it up, you can set it up in here in image save settings. You can set it up here. You can browse and find it and set it. Or if you didn't set it, if you click and drag over there, it will ask you where you want to put it, and you can set it at that moment. Again, if you move your mouse to the starting point or close to the starting point, you cancel the image saving operation. If you press Alt key while you drag, it will dynamically ask you what name of the image you want to save it as. If you don't press Alt key, then it will just save to whatever this image name is. or you will automatically, if there is already a file with the same name in that directory, you will increment a number after that image file name, so it doesn't overwrite your images, previous images. And if, let's say, if you are clicking and dragging, you want to change, you already set a directory, then you think, oh, I don't want that directory, then you can press the shift key and click and drag, and then you will ask you about what directory you want anyhow, and so on the fly. So you can change things on the fly. You can change the file name, you can change the folder, and there are other options too. I don't want to emphasize them too much, but one thing is, if you don't want to save the image on drag and drop, you can uncheck this and then say save, and see, now it's not image anymore, because this image actually has a link. So now you right click and drag, it's a link now, because it doesn't save image anymore. When you actually enable image saving is taking precedence over the link dragging. Okay, so that's another very useful feature. And let me see what else feature. Oh, another feature I personally like quite a bit. Let's say if you're on the page and you want to go back to search Wikipedia again, you don't have to go in here, you don't have to scroll back up and then click inside here to do the search. Instead, use a shortcut that Fastest Search provides. Let's say you are on here in the page and you want to search Wikipedia again. Press Ctrl semicolon. You will automatically go into the first text box on the page, which is usually the search engine text box. And if you want to go to the second one, you press Ctrl semicolon again, and it goes in there. And even, I mean, let's say if you're on Yahoo's page, you want to log in, username, password, and you can loop through using Ctrl semicolon as well, or you can use Ctrl semicolon to go into the username and then press tab to go to the next. I don't care, but basically the Ctrl semicolon goes to the first. If you press it for the first time, it goes into the first text box, and you can search from there. Another thing I want to say is that, I mean, in Google's page, if you go to google.com and if I type, say, Charlie Liu piano, and you can see that Google has one search box there, right? And sometimes you scroll down to the bottom, you're like, I want to search from here. What do I do? But there's no search box down at the bottom. No, there is. See, with Fastest Search adds a text box at the bottom, and this is something that you can actually disable if you don't like it. It doesn't look that good, but it's more functional. And in the miscellaneous settings, so you can uncheck this duplicate Google search, and you can uncheck the Ctrl semicolon loops input focus as well. I mean, there are many options. You can even disable the click and dragging the link in the miscellaneous settings. And another thing I want to say is that you can export all the settings and then you can import it again. So this way you can export all the checkboxes you checked, whatnot, and when you go to another computer, you can import them again on that computer to set it up. Do remember that the export settings is separate from engines. If you want to move all your engines over, you have to go to the engines and export all the engines and then save it to the file. And in the future, you import the engines from the file. This is so. I just keep the settings and engines separate, and that's the thing. Okay. That's pretty much it for Fastest Search. I hope you enjoy it, and it took me a long time to make everything. And if you have suggestions, email me. And let's say FA is Fastest Search. FA is also the shortcut for Firefox add-on. So that's why if you type FA, it doesn't instantly load anything, because it's thinking that you may be doing the Firefox add-on shortcut. So if I do this, say fastest search, see, you can see that it's actually searching Firefox add-on page, and you go over here, and then you can see this page, and you can go to the support email and just email me if you have a question. And okay, so that's it. Thank you.